Hi, I'm Wayne Allen Root for Personal Liberty. I'm a small businessman who believes we are all overtaxed. I would not raise anyone's taxes, not $1. Saving this economy is all about cutting spending dramatically. We don't have a tax problem in America. We have a spending and entitlements problem. If I was in the GOP Congressional leadership, I'd never vote for a tax increase on anyone. Let Obama pass a tax increase that sends the economy off the cliff by himself. Then he could take the blame. But since John Boehner is the worst negotiator on earth and is a weak-willed coward who has already showed his hand and offered Obama $800 billion in tax increases, the exact number Obama wanted in the first place, then I have a suggestion for the GOP. Since Obama's pet billionaires, like Warren Buffett, are so quick to sell out the upper middle class and small business, two can play at that game. Boehner obviously is frightened to death that Obama has the GOP Congress between a rock and a hard place. He sees only two choices: go along with Obama and raise taxes, or be painted as the party of the rich. So since the weak-willed GOP is dead set on compromise, a terrible mistake unless they get massive spending cuts in return, which they will never get from Barack Obama, here's a compromise that turns the tables on Obama. I say it's time to sacrifice the billionaires to save small business and save the GOP. Let's start with Warren Buffett's story. Buffett is a complete phony, a con man. He's the biggest tax avoider in America, yet he tries to portray himself as a fair and generous man who gladly wants to pay more taxes. It's time to call his bluff. Warren Buffett and his best friend Obama have played a con game on the American people for too long. A Washington, D.C. version of three-card Monty. They misdirect, distract, and divide with class warfare. The truth is, the top 2% they are so keen on taxing isn't made up of billionaires with yachts and private planes. It's mostly a bunch of hard-working small business owners like me who have no money to spare. Buffett is a world-class phony and a hypocrite. Buffett or any other billionaire liberal can voluntarily pay 35% tax rates or higher anytime they want. Why not 50%? Why not 90%? Billionaires don't need the money, or so says Buffett. If he's so keen on paying more taxes than his secretary, why does he choose to pay her with income that will be taxed at higher rates and yet convert all of his income to capital gains so he pays the smallest amount? What a hypocrite. Are you aware Buffett is in a $1 billion tax fight with the IRS? Yes. For years, Buffett has paid the best tax lawyers money can buy to not pay $1 billion one of his companies owes the United States government. If you're rich, generous, and intent on paying more, why not just pay what you owe? The reason, of course, is because Buffett doesn't intend to pay more. He wants you and me to pay more. His accountants and lawyers will keep his taxes low or non-existent. High income tax rates are another way billionaires like Buffett, who don't live off their income, increase their advantage over small businessmen and women like me, who can only compete with them by investing what we have left after we pay our taxes. Oh, by the way, did you know Buffett's father was a well-connected congressman? He's had a silver spoon in his mouth and gold-plated connections since the day he was born. Warren Buffett couldn't care less about you and me. He cares only about the next sweetheart deal that he can get from Barack Obama. Okay, let's move on from there. Warren Buffett is one important topic, but small businessmen and women don't get sweetheart deals from government. We have no teams of lobbyists or lawyers on call. We need our earnings desperately. We use our earnings to pay our employees, support our families, pay for our children's college educations, and provide for our retirement because small business owners have no pensions. But most importantly, small business owners need our money to start and expand our businesses, or, in this horrible Obama economy, to save our businesses. Take more of our money with higher taxes, and we won't be able to pay for our employees' health insurance. We won't be able to make payroll. We won't be able to keep our doors open in a crisis, and we'll never be able to retire. So Warren and Barack, is that fair? Mr. Buffett, please stop lying. Stop lumping us into your group. An income of $250,000 to $500,000 is hardly rich, and we need our money. Billionaires like you don't create jobs. 75% or more of new jobs are created by small businessmen like me. How dare Buffett and Obama play a con game saying the rich don't need the extra money? That's a big, fat, Pinocchio-like lie, because most of that top 2% are middle-class people. Here's another lie. Democrats quote 80% tax rates of yesteryear to make today's rates seem low. On Wall Street, when you omit facts, it's called fraud. First, That high rate of yesteryear only applied to the obscenely wealthy, not small business. Franklin Delano Roosevelt's 79% tax rate applied only to one billionaire in the whole country, and that rate kicked in only when his income got to about $100 million in today's dollars. Did you ever hear Obama say that? Second, deductions were much higher in those days, so the higher rate was grossly misleading. Third, it was primarily a cash economy where the tax rate was meaningless because very few small businessmen or women ever paid it. The fact is those 80% or higher tax rates only applied to billionaire industrialists like big mouth hypocrite Warren Buffett. Buffett and Obama are trying to divide the GOP, force them to sacrifice small business, or be painted as the party of the rich. The GOP should break that stranglehold if they're going to compromise. I wouldn't, but if they are, by positioning itself as the protectors of small business. The sweet spot where all the jobs are created is small business owners earning $250,000 to $500,000 a year. To prevent a collapse of the U.S. economy, the GOP needs to become the courageous fighter for small business. Let's give Buffett a taste of his own medicine. Forget the super rich and the corporate CEOs, the phonies with the private jets and the yachts supported Obama and claimed to want to pay more taxes, so let them. The GOP should propose a deal to raise tax rates starting at incomes of $5 million, $10 million, and $20 million per year. And a special tax increase to incomes over $100 million a year. Hit Buffett where it hurts. Let's see if the old hypocritical geezer agrees to that one. I'm betting he blows a gasket. I'm betting he whines and complains and says it's too expensive and the billionaires will leave the country, which exposes his lies and hypocrisy. He wants the tax increases on other people, the middle class, the upper middle class, small business, you and me. Let's turn the tables on him. If Boehner's going to compromise on taxes anyway, let's sacrifice the billionaires. Result? The GOP is now the hero, the protector of small business. 30 million small business owners will owe a debt of gratitude, along with everyone who works for them. That's probably 50 to 75 million people the GOP has stood up for, saved their businesses, and saved their jobs. In return for sacrificing the truly rich, the GOP should demand Democrats give a minimum of 3-to-1 in spending cuts, preferably 5-to-1. Cuts that take effect right now, not 10 years or 20 years in the future, when a new weak-willed Congress will make sure they never happen at all. If Obama won't do that deal, then he proves he's the enemy of small business, he's the protector of fat cat billionaires, and he has no interest in reducing the debt. If that's the case, the GOP should walk away, let Obama send the economy off the cliff, and allow Obama to take 100% of the blame. It's his economy, let him own it. Oh, and he can keep Warren Buffett too. I'm Wayne Allen Root for PersonalLiberty.com. See you next week. Happy holidays, and God bless.